Good morning, everybody. My name is Barry Schwartz, and this is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is Friday, September 9th, and this is the search news we covered over at the Search Engine Roundtable at seroundtable.com over the past week. A lot to discuss around the Google Helpful Content Update. You're going to want to stay tuned for this. A lot of stuff around Google Search Console and changes there. Google Ads had a bunch of updates, so definitely stay through the end of this video. Subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think. Deeply appreciate that. And of course, thanks to our sponsor, SEMrush. Thank you, SEMrush, for sponsoring. SEMrush is a beloved SEO platform that many SEOs use to keep track and help their daily tasks. So definitely take a look at SEMrush and check them out at semrush.com, semrush.com. Before we get into the Google Helpful Content Update, let's talk a little bit about, I posted the Google Webmaster report for September. I posted it a week late because I was on vacation, but basically, if you were on vacation like me and you want to catch up on everything that you may have missed over the past month or so, definitely take a look at that. It's full of crazy nuggets. It was a very busy month. And I posted that on September 8th, so definitely take a look at that and we'll catch you up on everything you may have missed, even if you weren't on vacation over that past week. I do put a lot of effort into that post, so hopefully you guys like it. Talking about the Google Helpful Content Update, yesterday I reported that we may have seen movement, but that has been confirmed. I'll get into it a little bit later. Google Helpful Content Update is going on. What we saw in the past 2 weeks before today was that it happened to have an impact on, seemed like a very select number of types of websites. Now, again, it's not done rolling out. It may, increase, which I think it is, but in the previous 2 weeks, the full 2 weeks since it first started rolling out, which started, I think, August 25th, it seemed to have an impact more on AI or machine-generated types of content pieces. Now, this may change. Again, this is early on. I know Lily Ray and Glenn Gabe noticed lyric sites getting picked up amongst other sites, but the lyric sites types of websites getting hit hard. That being said, I've tracked a bunch of websites also from Webmasters. And again, it's very limited in the first 2 weeks. Very limited in terms of types of websites that were hit. But those sites actually admitted to me that they generated these template-driven types of content. So they create really low-quality content built off of database-driven content and just dynamically publish this piece of content. Those types of sites were hit. Not all of them. Many sites like that were not hit. Again, it was not very widespread. But that's what I'm seeing with the update, at least in the previous 2 weeks, not including what I saw in the past 24 hours from this video. Now, if you ask people early on, only 20% of SEOs said they actually noticed changes, which is unusual, like Panda, core updates, product review updates. It's usually around 80% of SEOs saying they saw updates either positive or negative. Polled by Elena Solis, again, 20% only really said they noticed updates. Marie Haynes actually did another poll. Her poll is more like 30% less, a little less than 30%. So about 25% said they saw changes. Again, usually when Google rolls out these core updates, these big updates, you see 80% of SEOs saying they noticed changes, and it's weird. Now, Danny Sullivan earlier this week, around Wednesday or so, said that yes, this Google Helpful Content Update is big in the sense that they're actually changing the way they look at content, and it's a big deal, and that's why they made a big deal of it. But it might not be a huge shakeup, meaning it might not affect as many sites as Panda did, or core updates do, or product reviews updates do, but it is a big deal, and that's why Google made a big update about it. There's a lot of interesting conversation around why Google made a big update. Google's defending themselves on why they made a big deal out of this update, and it's very interesting. I definitely recommend you check out that post on September 7th. I'm not going to go through it all in detail because I'm already 4 minutes in, and there's a lot more to discuss. Also, as of this morning, I'm noticing a lot of fluctuations. Google's not done rolling it out. Today is actually day 15 since Google announced it. Google said it would be done within 2 weeks. It is not technically done within 2 weeks. John Mueller said he said it this morning, sometimes these rollouts could take about up to 2 weeks. Sometimes they're a bit slower. Sometimes a bit faster. So right now it's a bit slower. I'm thinking Google dialed it up. Because as of the past 24 hours, I'm seeing a lot more chatter in the SEO communities. I'm seeing the tracking tools actually now finally take notice of it. The tracking tools have been very calm since Google released this for the past 2 weeks. And all of a sudden, in the past 24 hours, most of the tracking tools, SEMrush, Rank Ranger, Cognitive SEO, Mozcast, SERP Metrics, AccuRanker, Advanced Web Tracking, they're all showing spikes as of yesterday and significant spikes, like core update worthy types of spikes. Not panned up, but core update worthy spikes. So I'm thinking Google dialed it up, and maybe it will be done soon, but maybe not. I'm not sure. Maybe by the time this is published and live and you watch this, it'll be done. But we will have a new post when it is done. That being said, very, very unusual type of Google update. Honestly, I'm surprised by it. I initially said I was wrong. I thought this would be much more widespread. I thought this would be much more impactful in the SEO community. I thought it would target SEO-driven types of content, content written by SEOs. Seems like I was wrong so far, but again, there seems to be some type of spike over the past 24 hours. We will see. And hopefully you guys were not hit by this. Hopefully you guys benefited from it. Also, just a little tidbit. No, a crawl spike will not signify that a Google update is happening, nor a helpful content update. This is something we covered before, but John Mueller had to say it again. Also, something you should know on the Google Search Console, Google had made some changes in terms of how review types are displayed in search. And because of that, the Google Search Console reports for the performance reports and the rich reviews reports may show a change in impressions and clicks on August 22nd. Google said it began upgrading some of the review types to product type results in search and has been able to generate some new product type results as a result. Now, Google also has been upgrading some review type results to product types results in search as well. And because of that, the performance report and rich results may show an increase or decrease. Definitely take a look at that. It's a bit confusing. I have a blog post about it yesterday, December 8th, if you want to dig into it more. But it is very interesting, so take a look at that. Google also has made a change to Google Analytics for privacy reasons. Specifically, Google said that the Google Ads search queries report and the equivalent in the Google Analytics 4 data, so this affects Universal Analytics 3 and Google Analytics 4, around any ad types of metrics, Google's going to go ahead and basically remove it if it doesn't meet the higher privacy threshold. Now, a lot of people are saying they're seeing very, very little ad data now in the past X days in that report in Google Analytics, and it seems to be related to this privacy change. So if you see this, you're not alone. Google's saying this is some type of privacy change. Google also has released in the ads a new setup column, set of data metrics, which was started to roll out for everybody. These new columns include number of eligible images, number of eligible responsive search ads, number of eligible ads, number of eligible site links upgraded, number of disapproved keywords, number of eligible site links legacy, number of eligible keywords, ad strength details, and the number of disapproved ads. So if you see this new column, it may be useful for you. Definitely take a look at them in the Google Ads system. Google Ads has also said they are going to deprecate the top content bid strategy starting next month in October. Didn't give a specific date, but sometime in October, Google will get rid of it. If the notice says top content bids are going away starting in October 2022. All campaigns with top content bid adjustments will automatically default to 0%. So keep that in mind. Google also said they are going to start disapproving ads that do not meet the Better Ads standards for landing pages. Google specifically said, let me read it. In October 2022, the destination requirement policy we updated to include the new policy requiring ad experience and destinations to conform with the coalition of Better Ads standards, et cetera, et cetera. Basically, if your landing pages don't meet these guidelines for the Better Ad standards, Google will disapprove your ads starting sometime in the next couple months or so, I believe. Keep an eye on that. Also on the ad side, Google has updated their traffic quality sites to specifically give more examples around invalid traffic. Beforehand, it only had 7 examples. Now it has 12 examples, and it goes through a lot of this stuff. Aurora Morales from Google went through this on Twitter, so definitely take a look at that. Super interesting. Microsoft Advertising has announced a bunch of new changes. One is they have launched a new import tool from Pinterest, so you can actually import your campaigns from Pinterest into Microsoft Advertising. Google also improved the imports from Google, specifically for Performance Max, and they made some updates to their Microsoft Ads Editor with different mapping there. They now support multimedia ads in Microsoft Ad Center. There's also general availability for cruise ads, tours, and activity ads, and subdomains are now supported with dynamic search ads. So definitely take a look at that for Microsoft Advertising. Google Business Profiles now will show, or testing showing, timestamps for when photos are shown in those Google Business Profiles. So as if a photo was uploaded 2 weeks ago, it might show this photo was uploaded 2 weeks ago in that image, which is pretty cool. That was spotted by Mike Blumenhill. And finally, Google's John Mueller's SEO office hours, which he used to do, I think like 4 times a month. Now, as obviously we discussed, the format has changed. It's no longer live. Also, it's once a month. And now Google changed it to be not just John Mueller, but the John Mueller team. So we have John Mueller answering questions that are pre-recorded. We have Martin Splitt, Gary, Izzy. So it's pretty interesting. I kind of like the new format a little bit. It kind of gives a new flavor, but I deeply miss the live format, spontaneous types of stuff. Any event, thank you so much for listening to the Search Buzz video recap. Sorry for going a little bit fast at the end, but I want to keep these videos somewhat in the 10-minute, 11-minute mark. Hopefully I did that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Again, subscribe, like, and comment below. Thanks to SEMrush again for sponsoring. Deeply appreciated. Everyone have a great day. And if you're ordering an iPhone today, good luck with the order. Everyone, be well. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Bye-bye.